Okay, good to talk everyone as we on Motzei Shabbos Chazayin, as we learn in Masechtas Beitza, the fourth and the fifth Mishnayos, in the first parak of Beitza, sponsored by Yisrael Fisher and family, Leila Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbat Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Pero Bas Ruvain, Neshama should have a lichtige Gan Eden, and Leila Nishmas Rabbi Rechmel Gershom ben Tzvi Yehudel for Shalem Fel Yomis Mechai Yisara, and L'schus Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malk Yehudis and family by Yoel Klugman and family, and the Refuah Shalema for my Shver Vigdor Aye ben Rivka. You should have Refuah Shalema. Now, we said that birds for the dovecote you should designate at least orally before Shabbos or before Yom Tov, not before Shabbos. You can't shecht on Shabbos, before Yom Tov. Zimein shkayrim, if you designated black ones, umatza levanim, and you found white ones. Levanim, you designated white ones, umatza shkayrim, and you found black ones. Obviously, that's no good because it's not what you designated. And the Gemara says that since this is so obvious, it must be talking about you had two dovecotes. In one you designated black, and in one you designated white. And on Yom Tov they were switched. So either you could say that they just switched places and they're the ones that you designated, or they're completely other birds. So the Mishna says, or if you designated Shnayim, two, or Matzah Shloisha, and you found three, in all these cases, Asurim, in the case where you designated two and you found three, one of them wasn't designated, and therefore you can't use any one because it might have been the one that you didn't designate. Shloisha or Matzah Shnayim, but if you designated three and you found two, so then we say Mutarim, because we say that just one flew away and the other two are the ones that you designated. B'seicha kan, if you designated them inside the nest, or matzah lifnei akan, and you found them in front of the nest, so then asurim, because we say that the original ones might have flown away, and these are other ones. But im ein sham elaheim, but if there is not around any birds but them, these are birds, the Gemara will say, that only know how to be medadin, to hop, but not to fly, so there's nothing in the hopping range, and you found it in front of the nest, then Hari Eva Mutar, because it must be the ones that you designated. Now, Mishnah tells us, Beisham Yomim, Ein Misalkin es Hatrisin B'Yom Tov. If the din is that in the time of Chazal, the vendors would be able to sell stuff on Yom Tov. Of course, no money was exchanged for Simchas Yom Tov. Now they would have like a locked closet, and they would open up the shutter of the closet, take it off, and set it up as a platform to put the weirs on. So Beishami Aimim Ein Misalkin as a Trisin B'Yom Tov. You can't remove the shutter on Yom Tov because it looks like you're dismantling. While Beisil Matirin Afla, not only you're allowed to take it off, but you're also allowed to shut it afterwards, because if we won't allow you to shut it afterwards, they would open it up because they wouldn't be able to protect their weirs. Beishami Aimim Ein Noitlin Esa Eli Lekatzav Alav Basar. You can't take a pestle to use it to chop on it meat. So that's a pestle is a klei shemalachta le'isr. Beis Shammai says the pestle is very expensive, so he learns that it's muksa machmas chesorin kiss, and therefore he says you can't use it. Beisil matir. Beisil says you could use a klei shemalachta le'isr l'tzayich heter. Now, after they shech the animal, the hide, which is expensive, could decay if it was left around without having people step on it to start the tanning process. So Beishami Yomim Ein Noisner Es Or Lifnei Adarson, you can't put the hide down in front of people so that when they walk back and forth, they'll inadvertently trample it. V'lo yagvienu. Not only that, since it has no use, and it's moist, so you can't use it for leaning upon, you're not allowed to even lift it up. Elim ken yeshimai kazayas basar, unless there is a kazayas of meat. Ubeisil matirin. Beisil says we're afraid that if we don't allow this, then people won't shecht an animal, and it won't be simchas yomtiv. So therefore, Beisil allows you to do it. Beishami aimim ein moitzian lo yasa cotton v'lo yasa lulav v'lo yasa sefer Torah l'rishus harabim. Beishami says although carrying on Shabbos is mutter for tzorech oichel nefesh, and carrying on Yom Tov is mutter for tzorech oichel nefesh, but it's only for oichel nefesh. It's only for food, and therefore you can't carry outside a child or a lulav or a sefer Torah to the rishus harabim. However, Beisil matir. Beisil says that mitaych shehutru litzarich, he holds a mitaych that it's permitted litzarich eichel nefesh, hutru even shaloi litzarich, which is what we paskin like. We want to remind you again that the Daf Yomi tomorrow night with the Mishna Yomis and throughout the week this week is at 8:45 at zoomdaf.com. We are looking for a sponsor. If you are interested, for sponsor the Chumash here, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. I will also tell you that I uploaded on Erev Shabbos, besides Erev Shabbos' Mishna Yomis, I also uploaded to YouTube two very interesting shiurim, a shiur called A Marriage Workshop, which is a great marriage shiur to listen, and a hesped on Rav Moshe, and a third 10-minute shiur, a burst of inspiration for the 9 days. That's all on YouTube. Actually, the burst of inspiration for the 9 days is only on YouTube. So that's a real find. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good tavach.